Ed, so this study explains how global warming forces animals to move outside of their typical habitats and then have encounters with different species. How does this then pose threats to animal and to human health?
So, as you said, animals will be forced to relocate to new places to track the changing climates that we have inflicted upon the planet. As they do that, species that never previously coexisted will suddenly encounter each other for the first time. And the viruses that those species uniquely harbor will get chances to jump into new hosts. And that increases the risk of new diseases occurring in not only these animals, but then eventually in ourselves. The new study that you mentioned shows that these events are happening at an increasing pace, to an alarming degree, and worst of all, to a degree that is already going on and that may be very difficult to stop. This is the era that we have found ourselves in through our own actions, one where the risk of pandemics is greater than it was before.
You write that the study, a simulation, quote, revealed that mammalian viruses have already been dramatically reshuffled to a degree that likely can't be undone, even if all carbon emissions cease tomorrow. At this point, then, what can be done to prevent this from getting worse?
Yeah, so, I mean, firstly, it's worth saying that there are obviously many good reasons to forestall future carbon emissions, but that's not going to be the thing that stops this process from happening because it's already well underway. We therefore need to prepare. We need to acknowledge that we live in a future where, sadly, the events of the last 3 years might well happen again, and before we're ready for it. We constantly go through these cycles of panic and neglect where a crisis happens, and then once it starts to abate, as that's now happening, people forget and investment falls, attention falls away. We can't afford to do that now because we live in an era where the risk of something like COVID is just part of the background of our lives. It will happen again. So we need to be ready. We need surveillance systems. We need vaccines to be produced in ahead of time. But most of all, we need a strong public health system, a strong healthcare system, and a strong social safety net, all three of which were missing at the start of this pandemic. We need to use this lull, this chance to rebuild, to get ready for whatever comes next.
Right. You write that one of the co-authors, global change biologist at Georgetown University, Carlson, told you the moment to stop climate change from increasing viral transmission was 15 years ago. As you said, the fact that we missed that window doesn't mean that there is not good reason to continue to do this. It does strike me, though, that you have leaders of a major political party who didn't understand or buy or were willing to communicate around the reality and science of this virus, same people who are not willing to confront the reality of climate change. Given those two barriers, how then do you move this conversation forward?
It's very difficult. I think everyone is swimming against the current here. And, partly, as you say, because in some ways we are weaker than we were before with COVID. We have legislation that makes it more difficult for people to pass basic public health measures like mandates and quarantine procedures. And there's a lot of distrust and disinformation out there. But I'm not sure we have a choice. It's going to be difficult. But we do need to consider that these problems that we're facing, climate change, the risk of pandemics, the mass extinction of our wildlife, they're all part of the same problem. And unless we can muster the collective will on both sides of the political spectrum to really address it, we are going to be in trouble. We're going to see more of what happened over the last 3 years if we revert back to the previous normal. Normal led to what we're seeing now, and we need to create something better.